the more and more I become interested in learning how the union works, I find that it is more a political machine more than anything else. And the reason I say that is because membership controls the union, yet membership is more divided than ever. So when a membership is divided, how can you come to a resolution that benefits both sides, right? That's the big question. Table one versus table two. Okay. Quite frankly, you got to take some concessions on both sides. Okay. Number one, I'm a table two carrier. I misspoke in the last video. I can't edit because I'm doing these videos on the fly. I'm a table two carrier. Okay. I was a CCA for 2 years. Okay. The CCAs today, I'm gonna be honest, it's way easier than when I was a CCA. Okay. And the CCAs before me had it way harder than when I became a CCA. Okay, so year by year, the post office is becoming an easier job. Why? Because the volume is decreasing. Okay, that's a red flag, right? Volume's decreasing, job security, who knows, right? However, packages are decreasing as well, because when I started, the amount of packages, especially during peak season and the holidays, were a lot more than what it is today. Okay, this past Christmas season, I don't even remember getting called in for the 5 a.m. rush. My first 2 years as a CCA, it was mandated. I had to come in. There was no questions asked. We were working from 5 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Okay, if you wanted the overtime, you could stay out there to 8:30. Today, I see CCAs coming back at 4:30 and they're home already. Okay, I'm not complaining, but what I'm saying is you got to see both sides of the same picture. Okay, a table one carrier is not going to stick up for a table two carrier because the table one carrier has more to lose. They already put in the time. Okay, so now they're just securing their retirement. Okay, a table two carrier could be here today and they're gone tomorrow. Okay, the recidivism of this career is turning more into a job. It's coming into a minimum wage job with minimum wage pay, where carriers last 2, 3, 4 years. Okay, so of course the union is going to protect those who are already put in the time, already paid their dues, and are on their way out. Okay, so how does table two encourage table one? That's by having a concrete agenda and a concrete plan. Okay, the table one carrier is not going to risk their security for foolish ideas of today. Whatever the reasons are of why people don't want to participate in a rally, you got to figure those out. Okay, ultimately, okay, for you, the person watching this video, you, the person that feels like you're being you're being paid unfairly, you, the person that wants to fight the union. Okay, understand that our battle is not against the union. Our battle is against management. A lot of people say, oh, why, how can I go to union meetings, but union meetings are 30 minutes away and they start at 7:30 or 7 o'clock and I got it at 7:30. Well, who scheduled you to 7:30? Who made sure you had overtime on a day where maybe you would not have overtime? Union meetings are posted, one for us, but don't forget, management can see what days our union meetings are. They can see what time. Okay, the last thing management wants is a strong workforce, because a strong, educated employee is the union. Okay, so there are tactics, and I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but you got to use common sense. Okay, maybe you think that your local union wants to retain power and they don't want you to be there. Maybe you think that management doesn't want you to be there because they don't want an educated workforce. If you think any of those, at least you're thinking. However, in a perfect world, you have to know that there's going to be a barrier for you to get what you want. Okay, so you have to find a way. If you want to make a change, you got to want to make a change. You can't just be half-heartedly, oh, I want to do this, but I don't want to get up at 5 a.m. because I work at 7. Then no, don't complain. You know what I mean? You got to be a go-getter. You got to be a fighter. If the meeting's at 7 o'clock and you know that you run every freaking day anyway, okay, you do what you got to do to make it to that meeting. All right? If you show up late, at least you showed up. 90% of the battle is getting there. Okay, what you're going to miss is a whole bunch of business nonsense that doesn't affect you because you don't go to union meetings anyway. The most important thing you want to go there for is going to happen at the end of the meeting anyways. New business. That's what you want to do. You want to make a motion to get something done. You guys are getting me a little upset here because, the more and more that I make YouTube videos, I find that, The people that complain the most do the least. And it's frustrating because everyone has an opinion, but yet no one wants to do anything about it. You think that some freaking magical guy in the cloud is going to fight for a 40% wage increase for you, and you can't even do anything to fight for yourself? Like, no, it doesn't work that way. You pay $30 odd every 2 weeks for union representation. And what that guarantees you is that if you get called in for attendance, if you get called in for a missed scan the prior day, if you get called in for any basic misunderstanding between your job function, you got someone there to defend you. In a private job, if you work for a supermarket, you don't have that. They can fire you just because you're wearing a yellow shirt. That's what you pay for. Okay, everything else we get, you have to be a part of. You can't go down to your local branch union and tell Joe Blow, oh, I want you to get me a $20,000 raise. Like, Joe Blow, the president, local president, he can't do anything without you, and you can't do anything by yourself. You need a lot of people that support what you support to bring up emotions so that Joe Blow has no choice but to do what you asked him to do. Okay? It's a process. It doesn't happen just because you feel it's the right thing to do. Okay? Anyone that thinks that I'm not supporting my fellow carriers, you're wrong. The problem is you guys only see it one-sided. Okay, I'm seeing it from both sides. Why? Because I'm a young carrier today, but I intend to remain in this career, for 30 years. So I'm gonna be an old-time carrier one day, and I'll be damned if I put in 25 years and I'm making $39 an hour, and somebody's coming from off the street and they want to make $27. And they don't understand how the job works. They don't understand how to do the job. They haven't put any effort to learn more about the union. They haven't went to union meetings. They have not understood the history of what I fought for when I was a young carrier. All of those things lead me to believe that, people think that they're entitled, and just because, they applied for the job, they receive, the sweat and the hard work that came with it. And I know I sound real pro Table One. The problem is I'm against anyone, anyone that thinks that they're entitled to anything in this world, because that's not how it is. Okay, I'm willing to fight for what I think that I earn. I go to work every day. I work 10, 11, 12 hours a day, and I get rewarded with a paycheck. Okay, do I feel like I deserve a couple more dollars? Yeah, absolutely, right? But ultimately, my value is based off of the service that I perform and I render. All right, so if I'm out here giving shitty customer service and ignoring customers and speaking to customers any way I want, and misdelivering mail, and speaking to my manager any way I want, and cursing them out and telling them to go F off, and then, being a horrible employee, like, no, why should that behavior be rewarded? Now, if you're an outstanding person trying to do the best you could do every day, and now management is treating you badly because you're not fast enough or something like that, well, yeah, I got your back 100%. You know what I mean? Like, if you're making simple mistakes that, a letter carrier can understand, I got your back 110%. But if you're not coming to work 6 days out of the week, and your job's been protected 20 times, and now you're talking about you don't get paid enough, and you don't work enough, look at everyone around you. These are the people that are working hard, and you're just lollygagging. All right, so yes, I'm pro letter carrier. All right, whatever your quarrels are between the union, that's fine, but don't let the union be your enemy, because it's not. The enemy is the person that is telling you that you can't go home because you have to work overtime, or trying to tell you that you have to do something, and if you don't do it, you're going to be disciplined. Okay, that's where we get together with issues that, management versus union. Anything internally, that will solve itself out in local elections and national elections. And guys, 2026 is going to take care of the national president. All right, but the things you guys are missing is the bylaws and the constitution that the president used to do what he did. Okay, that's what needs to be changed, and that will never be changed unless you go to meetings, you guys set up enough people to pass a resolution in your branch and make that resolution go to convention. And at convention, your branch is going to select people to go to convention as delegates. But in order to be a delegate, the branches aren't dumb. They put rules that you have to go to X amount of meetings in order to qualify to be a delegate. So if they say you have to go to every single branch meeting and you don't go to the branch meetings, you can't become a delegate. So now you have no voting power in the convention. You see what I'm saying? It's big. It's not just you're mad right now because you don't have a contract. What happens after the contract is ratified and you're unhappy about something else? Wake up, guys. I mean, I know I sound a little defeated and unmotivated because it's frustrating. It's frustrating that, that sense of entitlement is real, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be like everyone should be excited to stick up for their fellow people in this light blue. And if you see any carrier being harassed, you defend them. If you're being harassed, you get defended. The unity and union isn't there anymore. Anyway, guys, I went on way too long. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.